All right, guys, if I had a mulligan and formed a portfolio right now, I would have these coins. Yes, one, I gotta get myself some Near. I think Near is an upcoming chain, and they're involved in AI. I think they were at the NVIDIA thing, and they're pumping because of that. So we know they're AI affiliated with one of the biggest AI chip-making firms out there. And they're not only AI, they're also L1. They're getting some DeFi, and their chain has a lot of good technology, which I do think their DeFi ecosystem can grow and is growing right now. They are a new chain, so they have that shiny new feeling out there. That's right, which is much better than a not shiny new feeling. Like some of the old coins, you know, people are looking for new things. They think new things have more potential. Yes, they're more dangerous, but they do definitely have more potential. So a lot of people are actually looking towards new coins. And I do think like Near as an L1 is one that you can really look at and you can actually cash in on a lot. Plus their AI, kind of like their AI link with NVIDIA is definitely going to give them some good pump mentals. Plus, I actually think they're going to get adopted by retail. And they are building up the liquidity. They don't have the liquidity yet, but besides Solana and the Ethereum L2s, nothing else has that much liquidity. So I really can't blame Near for that one. So the thing is, like, I think they're going in the right direction. They're trying to build the liquidity. They're trying to build interoperability. They have the AI angle. They have a couple of projects on Near. And I do believe they have like the right start to really run up during a bull run. Number 2 is RNDR. Now, the ASI merger is getting delayed. I'm not really sure if it's a problem with Fetch AI or AGIX or whatever. I think it's a problem with Fetch AI. I'm not really sure why they're delaying it right now, but it's not really a good look for this AI super coin that's supposed to be made. But that's good for RNDR because they are not part of this AI super coin merger. Oh, no, 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 no. They are off by themselves. And they are doing really, really well as well. They got some good AI partnerships. Their 3D rendering of NFTs and other digital stuff, you know, is getting very popular. And I do believe they actually have a really good product out on the market. So I think they are going to be one of the coins that fly in the AI field. They are one of the most well-known. And yes, they do have a high market cap, so it's not going 100x, but 40, 50 bucks, definitely in the cards. Like some people are saying $300, $400. I really don't think so. I think their market cap is a little too high to guess for $300 to $400 right now on total price. But I do believe RNDR is definitely worth taking a look at. I mean, obviously you should have came in like, you know, a year ago when they were like super, super low. But still right now, they are a good project to actually take a dab at. And I do believe they will do better than most other projects out there. In terms of AI, they're more solid. Yeah, they might not have the best ROI potential due to their high market cap, but you also don't risk the, I don't think you're risking it that they're just kind of like a flub project that's just there to like steal your money. And I think a lot of projects are kind of just like flub projects that are there to actually steal your money. So you kind of like, you know, you kind of like give up a little bit of that potential, but I still think that ROI can be very, very high. And it's still fairly a safe investment as well. And they have a lot of partnerships out there with big companies like Apple, I believe. And they're probably going to make use of them in terms of actually like getting clients and getting used to the chain. The third one I would take is Sui. Now, Sui does actually have some kind of partnership with TikTok. Given TikTok's relationship with the United States, I don't actually know if that's a good or bad thing, but at least it's going to get some use. I don't think they've actually banned TikTok from the United States. I think it's just from government devices, which is fair because there could definitely be a Chinese backdoor in those government devices. You don't want your government-issued devices to have backdoors to possibly foreign and hostile nations. So probably not a bad decision by some states to actually do that. But TikTok is still huge. It can still bring a lot of transactions to the chain. Sui is taking the Solana route in trying to get as many retail adopters as possible. And I think that's the right route to take if you want to bring value to your coin holders. The industrial utility is fine for the organization or the foundation itself, but usually that does not bring much value to coin holders. What brings value to coin holders is third-party development for coins. So the thing is, like, I think Sui is working on that. They also have big partnerships. So I think it's most likely to follow in the steps of Solana. I'm not saying it'll overtake Solana, and I actually don't think it will overtake Solana, at least not this cycle. But Sui's definitely got what it takes to make a Solana-like run without the Solana problems, hopefully, because the Solana problems are, kind of bad. But despite that, I think if you like Solana, you probably want to look at Sui as like the next iteration of Solana, maybe, hopefully without all the problems, but still a very, very good chain to actually invest in. You got to get some Aerodrome as well, because that is the base, the primary exchange on Base, the DEX on Base. And there's a couple of big investment firms that think like Base's time is now. And remember, Base does not have a coin. So people want to be able to trade with Base tokens. They're most likely going to go to Aerodrome. Now, Aerodrome will have a lot of coin dilution. It's a relatively new project. I think like only 13% of the coins are out. They're going to have some coin releases. But if Base does actually become the primary L2 and eat all the other L2s, which I think it actually has a pretty good chance of doing. I think like Polygon's already kind of struggling with it. Arbitrum seems to be doing a little better, but Optimism is kind of struggling with it as well. So Base is actually a really, really big threat to the other L2s. And in terms of like L2s, like they're still going to have a big portion of the market because people are going to be looking for ways to scale Ethereum. And Coinbase is a trusted name in the space. So I actually do think it's like a really, really good combination for Base. And I do think like Base can easily outstrip all the other L2s as well. So I would definitely look at Aerodrome because I think like since people don't have Base to buy, that's the primary coin they're going to coalesce around. And a lot of big like traditional finance investors think that Base has a really, really good chance of taking over a large chunk of the market for Ethereum as well. And you got to have a couple of meme plays in there because let's face it, meme coins average 1,000% ROI in the first quarter, much better than any other category. I would actually go with Floki myself. Yes, it is kind of like high, but it's still not within the top 50. And they're actually pretty dedicated to developing on chain. They've already got some rewards with like TokenFi, and I think that's really cool. I've actually gotten a couple $100 worth of TokenFi off that staking. So realistically, like, it's been a win-win situation for me on TokenFi with Floki Inu. And yes, I do believe Floki can still 10x from here, if not more, especially during the bull run. Besides the fact that Floki is trying to develop on its ecosystem, it's also like Elon's brother's dog or something. And that dog is going to do some kind of trick sometime sooner or later, and it's going to pump because, crypto is dumb like that. So, that's going to happen. So eventually, I do believe you'll get a pretty big pump off of Floki, and I think it'll ride the wave up as well. Plus, it's trying to build its own DeFi. Not really sure if people are going to take it seriously, however. I hope they do, but I think like Floki has a chance to like 10 or 15x from here. I think like Floki honestly should be a higher market cap than stuff like BOME or like Dog with Hat. And hopefully during the bull run, it will overtake them because I do think it'll have more development activity than them. Which isn't that hard because they don't have any development activity and Floki will probably have some. And lastly, I got to put in a word with Crow with Knife. Well, this one is a huge shot in the dark. You know why? Because it's on CR. It's mainly CRO, although it is going multi-chain. CRO obviously is not that big, does not have that much liquidity, but it does have an exchange supporting it. If CRO manages somehow or other to get that liquidity, this could become very, very big indeed. But that's assuming it can get that liquidity, and there's definitely zero guarantee that it can get that liquidity. I'm definitely hoping it can get that liquidity, but obviously there's no guarantee here. And if CRO doesn't get big, it's probably just going to stay maybe like, double or triple what it is right now, which would be pretty crappy for a meme coin. You want at least 10 or 20x from here from a meme coin. And I do think Crow with Knife, depending on how CRO does, can actually get that or exceed that. But a lot of it isn't depending on itself, it's depending how its parent chain does. But Crow with Knife, that could be, a big play or like kind of like one of those day gen plays that you have in there. I think that's probably the riskiest one I got. So So that's the news for today. Let me know what you think. Like and subscribe, hit that bell notifications button. Thank you and have a nice day.